Hi, I'm Ben Van Arsdale, application engineer for Regal Rexnord, and today I'm going to talk about the SRi demo unit. So the main features of this application, this unit, is to showcase the many different features to run and control the motor. So for instance, there's 0 to 10 volt capabilities, digital inputs, 4 to 20 milliamps, PWM, a digital output, a relay, additionally Modbus communication, and finally we have 10 volt and 20 volt outputs. So to start off, to use this unit, for instance, it's very straightforward. For example, if you wanted to run with the 0 to 10 volt input, you've got a little knob which is essentially a potentiometer here. All you want to do is make sure that this toggle switch is set to 0 to 10 volts. Then if you turn this potentiometer and move it up, the motor will start spinning, as you can see from this disc over here. And then this rate meter is dialing up appropriately from the digital output from the motor. So it's taking in the PWM signal that the motor is outputting it and converting it into the RPM to show it. In addition, we control it with 4 to 20 milliamps. If we just flip the toggle over to 4 to 20, we can now control the motor with our 4 to 20 milliamp generator. And then our digital inputs, there's 3 different ways the digital inputs can be configured. First is to enable the motor. So right now it's flipped to on. If you just turn it off, the motor will stop spinning no matter how you're programming the motor. Flip it back on, the motor will automatically start back up at the speed it was previously spinning at. You can use it to change directions. So right now it's set to counterclockwise. Again, if you wanted to run counterclockwise, change the directions, turn the motor off. So make sure it comes to a complete stop, turn it back on, and the motor will now spin in the opposite direction. There it goes. And then last but not least, you can also set the speed. So right now we only have one input, set the speed. So right now it's only going to go at 1800 or 0 RPM. So right now if I set this at 1800, and one thing you realize, it's not running at 1800 right now, and that's because there's specific priority that this motor runs by. So right now the analog methods, 0 to 10 volt and 4 to 20, take priority. So since the motor is being controlled by the 4 to 20 milliamps, any speed set by the digital input will not have an effect. So as soon as I dial the 4 to 20 back down to 0, you'll see the motor starts ramping up all the way at 1800 RPM. So now if you want more speeds configured by the digital inputs, all 3 of these can be set to control the speed. And that way you'll have 8 potential possibilities depending on if it's high, high, low, high, low, high, low, 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 all different speed possibilities. Lastly, this relay goes on. You can change the speed to whatever you want to be. Right now for this unit, it's set to 500 RPM. So if the motor stops, this light will go off once the speed is below 500. And there it goes. So there's also Modbus capabilities, whether it be USB, however it's connected to your application. And in that PC software, you can configure things like the 0 to 10 volt. You can change the max speed, min speed. Instead of going 300, 1800, you can make it go 500 to 1000, whatever you desire. You can configure all the digital inputs, so you can change the speeds, make them enable motor, set direction, whatever you want. You can adjust the PWM parameters, adjust the digital output. There's even a feature where you can have the digital output control the digital input or the PWM input of another motor. So from there, you can control multiple motors just with one motor. So if you have 10 motors connected in series and have the digital output connected to the PWM input of another motor, then through that first motor, whether it be controlling it with 0 to 10 volts, then you can control all 10 motors all at the same speed. And that's the SyMAX-SRi demo unit.